Greetings to you out there and here and everywhere. I'm your host, Majesty, and this is another session of Majesty's music lesson. Hope you're feeling airy and everything is evoluting in a positive manner. Well, here we are again, another Sunday in Guyana, 2 weeks after my previous program, continuing on, arriving at the wisest point that we can be in Guyana. Now in the 21st century, 2017 to be exact, 51 years after achieving independence in 1966. Well, on the previous program, I was relaying about the people's rights in this country and their ownership. I was relaying from the preamble, the original preamble, what was said about our ownership of this country. Now, if you own 83,000 square miles, when the people in Trinidad only own 2,000 square miles, then you should be about 40 times happier than the people in Trinidad, because you are 40 to 41 times richer in real estate, which is land, and on which you can put pyramids if you wanted to. So why are the people in Guyana so unhappy that they even have been committing suicide like I have never heard since I was born here in Guyana? So something went wrong. If you become worse, it means something went even more wrong than it was before. Unfortunately, it seems we don't have many analysts or therapists. Well, first you need analysis. And I think this is where I come in, because many people, analysis are limited because we haven't solved our problems, or we haven't identified our problems clearly where we could tackle them frontally. Now, one of the problems in the analysis of this country is that we have very little unity. And persons speak with authority in this country of no unity. You don't really have much authority when you don't have unity. But it is being acted out, pretending as if we are strong. Now, unity is strength. And you have to always go or return to the wisdom in the scrolls. The scrolls was the original name of the parchments which today were put into a book called the Bible. The wisdom in the scrolls can always be referred to. And I can guarantee that wisdom isn't there because I have checked it and analyzed it with reality. Now, as I said, we do not have proper analysts, honest analysts, or patriotic analysts who are thinking about the country as the priority and not themselves. As Trump say, Guyana first. He would say America first. I would say Guyana first. So, because you as an individual has no power if you don't have a country to back you. You will be like some of the Muslims that Trump are saying, stop them from entering. They cannot enter. So, the place where you're born is very, very important. Your country, it gives you an identity. It gives you a group that would accept you. When people hear Guyanese, other Guyanese accept them right away because in the law they are accepted. They are bona fide citizens by birth. So we need to have a serious new curriculum in school. Because we have people from the time they're 2 years old in our school system, from kindergarten, or 3 years, and they end up without knowledge when they come out of school at 18, 19, 20, or 16 if they come out early. And they have no knowledge. How could you not have knowledge after 14 years of teaching? 14 plus 2 makes 16. How could you have no knowledge? So something is wrong with our system. But who is admitting it? Because of this individual thinking and person allowed to make their individual statements, which is not corroborated by reasoning in the society, but it's put out there, and that's the problem with media. Media is a instant coffee. Put out information. No problem if it's about facts that reporters discover. But just putting a mic into someone's face and they're making statements and it's on the news, a lot of times is also incorrect. Well, even writing it in the papers, it's also incorrect. That is why the country has to change its ideology. It has to get the correct ideology. And the correct ideology is a collective ideology. You cannot be independent for 51 years and you still have not come to some conclusions. How can you live to 51 years and you haven't come to most conclusions about what is life, what is necessary for life, what is best. Because everything is proven on the earth. There's nothing you do that won't be proven. Trump has to make a statement about keeping the Muslims out. When you check, you will find that it's they who destroyed the whole Middle East and have the people turning refugees. They ain't running to Guyana, because not Guyana went and destroyed the place. It's Europe and Europeans. That's why they put in bombs there. The media in America and England and the rest of you pretend like, no, these people just don't like our lifestyle. They hate us for our lifestyle, our freedoms. They just bomb the people, you know. And they said the people hate them for their lifestyle. They show you English people dying, Americans dying, French people dying, but they never showed you the people in the Majesty dying when they drop the bombs. It's as if they don't have mothers, they don't have fathers, they don't have children, and none of them are dying. No one investigated to find out where you came from, what was your life, what about your family, how many of them died in the war? No one. So this is what I'm telling you about proper analysis. So we live in a world of illusion. And that is part of the pressure that causes a lot of people to even commit suicide or to do all kind of stuff. Money has been made the God. So youngsters who didn't get any way in the degraded school system decide that they have to get money, and the only way they can get it, they got to steal it. Because they've been created in an illusion that money is God. Not one single crop needs money to grow, which is what keeps us alive. Not one single crop needs money to grow. Just give it some rain and it grows and stays alive as long as it meets a certain amount of strength. You don't have to tend it anymore. It stays alive. Especially the bigger trees. And it lives out its life. Bears, okra would bear, whatever, banana, whatever, it bears, and continue bearing. So we live in an illusion life. It cannot be after 51 years, we haven't come to certain conclusions of what is positive and what is negative, what is intelligent and what is ignorance. So this is why we're in this problem. So we need proper analysis. This is why I do this program. And try to open person's eyes to the reality. Because when you hear other persons speaking clearly about something, your brain automatically attaches to it. Because the brain was made for clarity. And this is why some people don't learn. Because in certain cases, the system is not clear. The teaching might not be clear, the curriculum might not be clear. The exam the whole syllabus of what they're talking about is not clear. This is why the Father gave each one their own brain, so that they can add to the thinking. Unfortunately, people dismiss the thinking of others for the most part. They want to be the only voice. So they are not dealing with unity, which is strength. They are promoting weakness. Now, there's no real separation between young people and older people. It's part of the pattern of life. All the older people were young people. And all the young people will get older and older. So there's no separation, because all young people have parents that are older than them. They live in the same house. So there is a whole heap of thinking and statements and that need to be dismissed, really, that are just creating confusion. And people just want to speak without being careful as to what they say. And it means that they don't care. They're not the right people to be in charge of the society. So the people of Guyana have to become more serious in what they desire. And I'm seeing it happening. And there are youngsters coming. And there is no Christian department, Muslim department, Rasta department. No. They got the sense department and the nonsense department. That's what they have. And I'm so happy to see youngsters, a whole set of youngsters, are going in the right direction, thinking about the society and what it should be, and making excellent efforts to be part of the society, which they should have been taught to do. Anyway, they have come around, because Guyana, regardless of the negative is going on, there is a positivity that is rising. And I stopped a little by the Christian conference yesterday. It was not just a Christian conference, everyone. And last night I spent a couple hours there. Yeah, it went pretty late. But it was a joy to see so many youngsters and elder people out there. Yeah. So what needs to be done is to change your thinking of negativity about youths and about other people in general. Because you don't operate like that. You don't just plaster brush over everything. That is being technically inferior, and you need to be technically superior, accurate. And if you look properly, you will see. Guyana is a place of blindness. They used to try to say Eric Williams, Burnham, and somebody else was the three blind mice. No. That was never the case. People like to kicks. is a lot of people are blind because they came up in a blind system. The colonial system is a blind system because it set one set of thinking in front of you and don't encourage you the ability to have your own thinking and to examine and analyze properly. So this is what people were caught with, comparing Guyana, which just born, with the countries who are 200 years old and all that kind of stuff and more. Look how long England was going on. You speak about Henry VIII, and this is Henry VIII. This is 1510. More than 500 years ago, they're talking about Henry VIII. He's the 8th, you know, not Henry the 1st. And Guyana is just 51 years. We didn't even make a century. We just make half a century. So how can you compare Guyana? And this was the false analysis that was put out when we started out, that things should have been transformed overnight because we be independent. So now, when things did happen, people get so accustomed to the negative that they didn't even see the positive. And I know a lot of youngsters today will be really surprised when they hear the things we used to do, including setting up our own car, a vehicle that named Tapir, that they never had a vehicle named that name any other part of the earth. They'll be surprised that we were canning our own orange juice, canning our own pineapple juice, canning our own pineapple chunks. These things passed Guyanese without them being really conscious of how great and scientific we were moving, you know. That today we don't do these things. And we did them then. We used to make our own bicycle. The only thing probably come from outside, probably the wheels and the brakes. But the whole frame, everything, we weld it up, all this kind of stuff. We started even making garden tools. And like I had shown you before, we even had the world's first aluminum boat, which is this boat that is here, right? It's at the top over on this side here. This is the boat, right? I gotta blow up it so that it will be separate, you know? This is it. This is the boat. Right? This is the bottom, and this is the top. It's still in the backyard. And it's named MV Independence, the world's first aluminum boat, made in Guyana shipyard. Yeah. I keep wondering what happened to that boat. So there were so many things that we did. Now we are thinking of doing them over, thinking about it, you know, because ones who are not diligent, all they were thinking of is outside. They didn't even see what we were doing. We used to plant so much food. But that's the case, so I'm showing you. Guyanese outsmart themselves. as a Kaisonian from Trinidad was speaking about the government in the recent times over there, you're saying they're too bright. That's why they can't run the country right. They're too bright. That's why they can't run the country right. You're saying about those in Trinidad. Our people got so bright that you outsmart yourself. You ever hear people like outsmart yourself? That's it. So, I want to deal with the fact, again, continuing about the system of government, because basically that I'm dealing with, which is what we have to deal with. And the ownership of the country. And I'm saying this, that something is wrong somewhere with the whole system. Now, imagine I'm going to take this 83,000 square miles and put it in your hand. And I still got to pay you. Something is wrong. No. And I'm speaking about the government here. Because VAT came in and the people are paid the government, added to whatever tax they was doing before. Now, something is wrong with that picture. How come you had nothing, you were just ordinary like me, as you see how the PPP are now? Well, the government here now was that way 2 years ago, two and a half years ago. They was like really PPPs today. They didn't control anything. Now, imagine I bring you, I give you control of all these resources. The gold, the bauxite, the diamond, the timber, everything, the land, the produce, the wharves, with the importing, you collecting the revenue. Everything I do you in charge of. And I still got to pay you. The real fact about government is that the government is supposed to pay the people. It's the people resources. How I put the gold, the diamond, the bauxite, the this, the that in your hands. All the wealth. And I still got to pay you. Is you got to turn over that and pay me? Who's the people? Look at it as a simple business. Now, I got this business. I got drag line, bulldozer, this, that. I hire you as a CEO for run the business. And then you taxing me? No, it's you got to turn it over and pay me. So the part where the people give power to people and control of all the resources and then still got to pay them is a fraud. The meaner is not the owner. That's why the white man government he set up is a gangster government. The number one gangster in the world, you know. All the systems he set up is gangster systems. Now, I was telling the government to don't reduce the VAT. The people don't pay the VAT since 2007. So, take the VAT money. After the first 2 years and you're dealing with infrastructure and whatever. After then, you're going to take the VAT money and give to the people. Strengthen the people, because the people country. The white man make governments to be the enemy of the people. Imagine that. So that means you putting your enemy in power over all your resources. Something wrong with the picture. The CEO is supposed to be my best friend. Any government going supposed to be the best friend of the people. It is the government got to pay the people, not the people got to pay the government. Does the white man make the system of robbing the people? Let me look at it again. I put in all this country in yuan, including the gold, the diamond, the bauxite, the timber, the real estate for your rent out to big companies, now the oil, all of that, the natural. So I put in a yuan, and then I still got to pay you. Is you got to turn over the things and pay me, the people? Else, why would I put you there in charge of it? You get the sense I'm showing you? Imagine yourself in control of a company with enough assets. Just like how Guyana got enough assets. And you hiring a CEO. The CEO ain't had nothing before then. You put him in charge. And then he telling you, you gotta give you this and give you that. He getting a salary to out of the thing, you know. But he's still telling you, you gotta give you this and give you that. The VAT money belongs to the people. Everything will come from Guyana belongs to the people. But because the people were dunsified, this is why the white man around the system. That's why he like that. He like keep you dunsified. I ain't dunsified. I add up. I could add and subtract or multiply good. And when I add up everything, I see something wrong. I go in it again. I put all my resources in yuan. I rich. You now treat me like a beggar, telling me I gotta give you this and give you that. And I don't give you all my resources in yuan. And you had none of these resources in yuan. Which government minister ever handled 500 million, half a billion? Which one of them before they go into government ever handle them kind of money? Why you think Barnum get the people free education from North University? Why you think you get free hospitalization? Why you think is land to the tiller? If they want plant, they got to get land. Automatic. Because Barnum know that if I control all resources that belong to the people, it's in the preamble. Then as I got to pay the people ain't got to pay me. Any tax the people pay is supposed to be minimal. Just for patriotism's sake. And I had to read this for the PPP. Because they were saying that VAT would not rise prices on the people. And I'm telling you, VAT mashed down the people. It dropped the standard of living. Because I had to find 16% more. 16% come out of their salary. They certainly, someone would be happy if they get 16% raise. So how unhappy you think they will become if 16% take out of their salary? So PPP was saying that to the people, no, it will not raise prices. So when the people asked me my program and I had to say yes, we will raise prices, and then it seems like the gymnasium I was to get to use for a meeting, I wasn't going to get it. And the people kept asking me, so what happened? You don't get the thing. I had to say, wait, I know maybe it's because I talk against the VAT. So I said, well, I got to tell the people the truth. So that's when I go in the dictionary now and bring it out for proof what I'm saying. I'm reading it here from the Webster Dictionary. Value added tax. A tax levied on each stage of a product's manufacture and marketing, from the raw material to the final retailer. The ultimate burden being placed on the consumer in the form of higher prices. Let's read it again. Value added tax. A tax levied on each stage of a product's manufacture and marketing, from the raw material to the final retailer. The ultimate burden being placed on the consumer in the form of higher prices. There's the facts in the Webster. So I had to read up for the PPP. And that's why I'm reading it for this government. And when I read it for them now, well, I get the gymnasium. Because I said it. I said, like it's because I talk against the part I'm getting this thing. So after I read it, but a week after I get it. The truth is power. Why think I talk the truth regardless? When I talk the truth and I read the truth from the, where you see evidence now, that is the part. I bring the evidence to show you. Because you can't fight me alone. I got a crew of people you got to fight. You got to fight Moses and David and Solomon and all of them. And Marcus Garvey and all of them. I used to watch chat with all of them. That's why I could produce what they say. You got to fight Bob Marley too. That's why I tell you. Old pirates, yes, they rabbi, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit. The bottomless pit is the bottom of the ship, you know. But my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. So won't you help to sing another song of freedom? Freedom is what the African has to get. Freedom is what all people have to get. The Western world system is captivity. They want to capture you under their system. And you must not come out. That's why we have to resist the order and make sure we have our order, because you can always got people committing suicide from the pressures of the system. They didn't want born them to have free education. People must pay for that. How could poor people be paying for things? And especially if they own the country. And this is supposed to have no poor people in this country. None. Trinidad is supposed to be the suicide capital with 2,000 square miles. Now so something is really, 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 really wrong. The casual thing where people going out with, well, it's the government thing. No, that's not it. Where Guyana concerned, the golden or red concerned, is not enough thinking ability is the only problem they got in this country. The only problem. They got no other problem. No other problem. Thinking ability is the only problem. Proper analysis, and then proper action, where you accept the truth. And I'm saying this again concerning now the locking up of young people for him. I want to repeat to Guyanese. Guyanese, do you know there is something named medical marijuana? This is marijuana that has been tested over and over by government analysts in the United States, government doctors and scientists. It's documented. Every 10 years they do a study on marijuana. And every time the answer comes the same way. But the federal government is wicked. This is why states in America did their own thing, because they have the power. You can't go and tell the governor of California about marijuana. He can tell you why we got medical marijuana. The governor of California, and the governor of Arizona, and the governor of Colorado, and the governor of many states. Now, I'm saying to the tourism minister here, you will not have great tourism in this country. Jamaica got, it's almost, I got the amount. Jamaica is hundreds of thousands of tourists Jamaicans get for a year. Suriname just get far more than we too. No person from, that's why you won't get elder ones who just drink alone. Elders, not younger ones. 40s, 50s and things. You gotta get older, 70s and 80s, where almost is only drink. No European left in no California and come down here with the use getting medical marijuana to be arrested for 3 years in a third world jail. They're not going to come, they're going to go to Jamaica. That's why Jamaica full of tourists. And in Suriname, young Europeans, young Americans will not be coming here to get no 3 years in jail when they have medical marijuana in Colorado, Arizona, California, all around the place in America. They ain't come here and get 3 years. Like how we down here get 3 years in a third world jail. We gotta deal with reality. When we can deal with it? Why would I left California and come down here and get 3 years in jail? Just because a nation they're back in time. I gave the president 2 DVDs of medical marijuana. 2, since last year. 2. With all the tests comparing hemp to tobacco, concerning cancer, if it gives cancer, all these things. That's the reality. But Guyana will not get no big set of tourists coming to get no 3 years in jail. I can tell you that. The reality is that in California, there is medical marijuana. In Arizona, we are back in time. You need to get labs and examine Congo pump, examine Corilla, examine all these things. They got books on herbs. And they got documented evidence on him. Y'all don't know about it? Y'all are way back in time. Well, Guyanese, you own the country. And as a matter of fact, let me read what was said to prove my point again by the persons when they go in power. This is the oath which they sign to when they go into power as member of parliament and ministers of government. I, whatever my name is, I, Majesty, do hereby solemnly declare that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the people of Guyana. This is the first part of the statement, the oath that they signed to, you know. I, whatever my name is, do hereby solemnly declare that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Guyanese, to the people of Guyana. This is the first part of the statement, that I will faithfully execute the office of member of the National Assembly without fear or favor, affection or ill will, and that in the execution of the functions of that office, I will honor, uphold, and preserve the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, which include Article 40, which is the rights of the individual. No one can come on this earth and create their own reality. That is folly. And I could have read from the scripture where it says, let the earth produce the herb bearing seed and the tree bearing fruit. Let the earth produce it. Where did it come from? Let the earth produce it. It's there in Genesis. Imagine we can't get past Genesis up to now, and his revelations going on. The government need to read Genesis over and over till they get it right. See you in the next 2 weeks. Hope is rising, hope has risen. If it's in your head, it's already risen. So it gone beyond hope. Is ever living, ever faithful, ever sure. Because I always sure of what I'm saying here from since then. I was never in the lack of hope. Thanks to Save TV, thanks to Brother Dominic. And I just want to say, sorry for you not be able to see the program tonight at 8, but you will see it after the basketball, and it will be replayed on Monday at 8 o'clock. But look at the schedule, and you will see. You know what happens when the basketball finals comes around. Thanks to Save TV, thanks to Brother Dominic, thanks to Brother Kevin. See you in the next 2 weeks. I'll see you on Monday. Look for it on Monday.